Hi, Dr. Ariane for the Movement Paradigm. Did you know that 7 in 10 people globally suffer from migraines, and most of them are middle-aged women, and 1 in 6 Americans suffer from severe headaches or migraines. So it is an issue that we definitely want to address and really begin to uncover some of the root causes and provide hope for people that are suffering from this debilitating condition. So after working with many patients over the years that are presenting with migraines, I really feel like this is an issue that we have to continue to look into and understand to be able to really provide people with hope and, of course, solutions. So we want to first remember all of the things that can potentially contribute to migraines in the first place. It can be a cranial or cervical vascular disorder. It can be trauma, so that is not just physical trauma, such as, for example, a concussion, but it can also be emotional trauma. It can be things like infections or substance abuse. It can be related to some disorder of the cranium, so any kind of jaw issues or cranial issues that might be contributing structurally to migraines. And even psychiatric disorders can be associated with migraines as well. And of course, last but not least is hormonal changes. And this can often be associated with menstrual cycle changes or any kind of hormonal imbalance. Now, let's not forget another really key thing, which is food sensitivities. So this can contribute to pro-inflammatory and pro-analgesic, i.e. pain mediators, contributing or perpetuating an inflammatory cycle. So this can not only contribute to the cause of the migraines, but it can also make the migraines more frequent, more painful, more intense. Let's not forget nutrient deficiencies, which can be a huge driver for headaches and chronic headaches. So things like vitamin D, B12, B2, CoQ10, magnesium, zinc, these are all very common nutrient deficiencies. And when we begin to really uncover that, we can make huge shifts in, again, the frequency and intensity of migraines. Another thing that's important to remember with migraines is that it is associated with a mitochondrial dysfunction. So our mitochondria is the powerhouse of our cells. It has very specific processes to produce energy. And so when we have toxins and infections, poor gut health, we're not getting the nutrients in, we're not exercising, all of these things are going to negatively influence the mitochondria, which can cause and contribute to this neuroinflammation. So we want to think definitely well beyond just taking medications for migraines, but really trying to address why this might be happening. Everything that I mentioned, in addition to things like even a dysregulated blood sugar, right? Because it's all about our mitochondria. How are we getting proper energy to our cells? All right, so what are some of the things you can do? First, I would suggest making sure you get evaluated by a practitioner that can really look beyond just simply medications. Looking at your GI health, how are you assimilating food and nutrients, and how are you eliminating and detoxifying? Looking at all of your hormones and seeing where there may be some imbalance there, whether that's high cortisol or cortisol dysregulation because of a high stress. You're in a chronic low-level stress all the time. Looking at your immune system. So really trying to dial all these factors in and then starting to develop a plan. So for example, looking at a specific nutrient analysis, and that could be a combination of lab testing as well as performing a very simple nutrient analysis on your own to see what are you getting on a regular basis or what you may be deficient in, because every reaction in the body requires nutrients. So if you are deficient, there's a really good chance that it's going to be very difficult to resolve your migraines, which absolutely can be resolved when you really try to unpack this. The other thing that you can consider is after you've addressed whatever GI imbalances you might have. So if there is leaky gut or SIBO or candida, making sure you're addressing those more obvious gut disruption, and then moving towards perhaps a mitochondrial food plan, which essentially is a healthy ketogenic plan. This can be a really effective plan for short-term or even long-term, depending on the severity of your migraines, to be able to really optimize mitochondria health. And it can be, like I said, it can be life-changing for some people. And we also want to think about things like graded exercise. So the most important thing for your mitochondrial health is exercise. Now, that doesn't mean you should go out and do high-intensity exercise starting tomorrow, but things like walking, integrating more movement, into your routine on a daily basis, so moving more frequently throughout the day, all of that is extremely valuable. Once you've done that, then you want to really address specific nutrient deficiencies. If there are some, and really beginning to target those through food first, of course, but then also potentially supplementation, it can be really, really valuable. You can also consider things like botanicals, so butterbur, otherwise known as petasites, can be really valuable. However, I would discuss the safety of that with your health professional. And really, that is the last piece, is making sure you find the right professional for you that's going to help work through this process. And a reminder to all of you that are suffering from migraines or severe chronic headaches is that there definitely is hope, and you can get better. I know sometimes it doesn't feel that way, and I've worked with many patients over the years that I know feel that way initially, and I just want you to know that you can get to the bottom of it, so be patient and make sure you find the right practitioner. We of course are happy to help and would love the opportunity. So if you found this helpful, give it a like, give it a share. If you'd like to reach out to us for an appointment, please do that as well. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Movement Paradigm, for weekly tips on mindset, nutrition, and movement.